Hey everyone, it's your boy ReyGGTV, and welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Today I would like to discuss some of the things going around in the animation community that I personally haven't commented on as much, especially with a guy like Butch Hartman. Now, I'm not going to go too deep into this topic because there's already like a million other people who have covered this story, one of them being Pie Guy Rules, who actually made a pretty good video on this situation. But essentially what had happened was that Butch Hartman is being accused of not paying his artists, his Oaxis streaming service is going nowhere in places, and now apparently Butch had taken part in some religious meeting in January that was said to have people gathered together to tell their stories of how they got cured by God from quote-unquote diseases such as autism. I'm pretty sure there are a lot more things going on with that sort of thing than the explanation I've given, so I highly suggest watching Pie Guy's video if you want more of an explanation with that kind of thing. But I wanted to make this video just to give some of my thoughts into this entire thing, because myself as a person that not only has Christian beliefs but also someone who is a part of the spectrum, I feel like this is something I would want to share my thoughts on, especially for how ridiculous Butch's statements and responses he has made to this sort of thing. And so, here's what I have to say. Butch Hartman is a freaking scumbag. I mean, that's not really a surprise to anyone, honestly. It's not that Butch Hartman is a bad person for believing that God can cure any and everything. I mean, even myself, who is Christian, have my own sort of opinions that I don't really want to discuss publicly. But it's a fact that somehow they're trying to make us believe that autism, a developmental disorder, is some disease that can be spread easily and that it is something that can also be cured. And the sad truth about this is that I almost thought this was the case back then when I was little. When I was very young, I was not as controllable or mindful as myself as I am now. And it was thanks to having autism that it had taken some time to get past and improve on that sort of thing, which to this day I actually still am. So when I was young, I thought that this was all just because of some disease and that eventually I'll have no more symptoms of autism after a while. But as I grew older and I come to accept who I am as a person, I learned that these are not the kinds of things that can easily be fixed or go away sooner than I may realize back then. Even with me being 16 years old, I still have my own issues in the spectrum that I end up having to deal with and combat with in everyday life. So autism is not only in any way not a disease, but it's also not something that can be quote-unquote cured in any point in your life. And so people like Butch Hartman not having any common knowledge into disorders like autism and not knowing how the struggles of everyday life over one's life with autism and thinking all that is something that can be cured is why some people in this world really saddens me sometimes. It really does sadden me that people like Butch, who has created some of our favorite Nickelodeon shows, believe that somehow God, or really anyone for that matter, can cure autism like how we can cure cancer or heart disease. And it's just something that deeply offends me and many others who actually do have autism, because autism is not a disease. Autism is something that people can have that may or may not change how people's lives are, and most of the time require extra assistance to help them grow. And good lord, I required a lot of extra assistance and help thanks to the behavior problems that had came with autism. So to say that autism is a disease that we need to cure would probably be on par with saying ADHD needs to be cured, or bipolar needs to be cured, or PTSD needs to be cured, because they're all just diseases that we need to find a cure for. Jesus Christ, man. Personally, I wasn't going to give in my opinions about Butch Hartman, because even though he allegedly isn't paying his artists, or that he might be allegedly scamming everyone who backed the Oaxis, how the fuck do you say that? Who backed the Oaxis Kickstarter project were already shitty enough, this type of thing is just disrespectful in a whole new kind of way. If Butch genuinely believes that disorders like autism are just diseases that can be cured, and that all of a sudden we're expected to believe that autism is just something that could be easily cured and move on from, then I don't know what to say. This is just a whole nother low for me. And I've seen lows before. But yeah, that is it for my thoughts and feelings about this whole thing. Let me know in the comments if you would like to see me discuss the rest of Butch Hartman's situation on the channel. And if you haven't already, like and subscribe to the channel because it would really mean the world to me. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next video.